Buenas tardes, bienvenidos a un episodio más de Esencia Latina. Les saluda Cesar Osorio.
Hola amigos, les saluda Jonnathan Yepez y el día de hoy nos acompaña el alcalde de la ciudad de Marysville, Jon. Nos va a contar un poco más de él y después responderá algunas preguntas con respecto a la comunidad latina y de la ciudad de Marysville.
Esperemos que este episodio les ayude a muchos de ustedes para que se sientan más conectados con la ciudad de Marysville y a lo mejor con el condado de Snohomish. So Jon, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how long have you been in office and maybe some of your priorities?
You bet. Yeah. So I've been mayor since 2010, and a little bit about myself, just family. My wife Marianne and I have been married since 1993, so 30 years this year.
Ooh,
we
nice.
lived in Marysville the whole time, and so raised our kids here. We love this community. We're passionate about it, and just over the last 13 years as mayor, we've done a number of things. One of the things we've been talking about recently is we've gotten over $150 million of transportation improvements done in our community, or slated to be done, fully funded. A lot of that has just been working with the state and federal officials to get state and federal dollars to Marysville. Really prior to 2010, we hadn't gotten a lot of money and transportation infrastructure money in Marysville. Something I've worked really hard on over the years, developing those relationships and doing that. Also, public safety is a real emphasis, just making sure the community's kept safe. And we try to lead with compassion, obviously, with the drug addiction crisis. We offer help to those who need it, and we hope they'll take it. If they don't, then we do need to go down the prosecutorial route, because we can't have them out in the streets committing crimes. But that's something that I've invested heavily in, is public safety, fully staffed, fully funded police department, and all of that. And then I think financial stability and financial responsibility, just balanced budgets every year. We have not raised the property tax rate in the city of Marysville for over a decade. I think we're the only community probably in the entire state that hasn't done that. We have a healthy reserve. We've had 2 bond rating increases to AA+, which means the debt that we finance is at a lower rate for the Marysville taxpayers. So we work hard on transparency too with our taxpayers' money. Anybody can go on the website to our open checkbook and see how all the money's spent, and drill down in different departments and everything. So those are a few of the things. Parks and rec, I think, are something maybe we can talk about a little bit later. We put a lot of parks and recreation programs and trails and things in place, so that's exciting also.
Perfect. So thank you for sharing that with us, Jon. As you know,
I have 3 kids.
Okay, that's important.
Yeah. Nate, Kristen, and Nicholas. They're all grown and out of the house, and then 3 awesome grandkids: Kennedy, JJ, and Claire. And so they're a big part of our lives. Obviously, our kids and grandkids are.
Were they all raised in Marysville?
The kids were, yes, and the grandkids right now live just outside of Marysville in Arlington.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that with us. And as you know, our goal is to engage and educate and connect our Latinx community on different matters, and to different members of the community in Marysville. So once again, we thank you for giving us the time today. Let's move to some questions.
Yeah, like Cesar said, thank you once again for taking the time to connect with us today. We really appreciate it. I think that it's evident some of the changes that have come. I've lived here in Marysville in the past, and I have the opportunity to work here. Yeah. So I've seen a lot of the changes, and we're really grateful for that. So moving on to some of the questions, I'm going to go ahead and ask the question in English and Spanish.
Okay.
What city planning initiatives can the Latinx community look forward to in the next 3 years? So, ¿qué iniciativas de planificación urbana puede esperar la comunidad latina en los próximos 3 años?
Yeah, a couple of them I would say. I'll start with our downtown and waterfront area. That's a real area of emphasis for the future. So the city has purchased almost all of the waterfront area, and what we hope to do is develop a combination of public and private sector investment there. So public park area for people to enjoy, and then private sector, we hope to attract some fun entertainment opportunities, maybe some condos and some recreational and restaurants and things of that nature down to that area. We've already started that with the EB Waterfront Trail. If you haven't had a chance to walk that, it'd be a real nice way to kind of get a visual of what that whole estuary area looks like. So look for that to expand over the next several years. We've had to clean up a lot of contaminants from the old mill sites that were down there, and now I think we're ready to try and attract investment. this building here, the Marysville Civic Campus, is kind of a centerpiece of our downtown revitalization, where we would really like to build on the history and the culture of Marysville by supporting our 3rd Street business community, and then building on that with some redevelopment and some cool new businesses downtown as well. And so that's one area. And I think as you go out north, we kind of get into our jobs base, and that's called the Cascade Industrial Center. That's from 136th Street all the way out through the Arlington Airport on the east side of State Avenue and Smoky Point Boulevard. So we're working with Arlington, the county, and a whole bunch of other partners on that, and it's happening a lot quicker than we thought. We've already had over $1.3 billion of private investment out there.
Oh, wow.
And so it's a couple cool companies that are out there, just so you know. A space module company called Gravitics, which builds space modules. Arlington's got a company called Evian, builds electric airplanes. But there's a whole host of other companies moving in out there. And the goal is that our kids and our those that are currently in the workforce have the opportunity to work and earn a living wage here in Marysville. So those are a couple of kind of neat planning projects we have in the hopper.
Much to look forward to.
Yeah, perfect. So another question is, how does the city of Marysville identify and respond to its current Latinx community needs? And for your perspective, what is the community priority need? And I'm just going to say it in Spanish. ¿Cómo identifica y responde la ciudad de Marysville las necesidades actuales de la comunidad latina? Y desde su perspectiva, ¿cuál es la necesidad prioritaria de la comunidad?
Yeah, we're very proud of and well aware of the growing Hispanic community in Marysville. Since the time I've been mayor, I think it's probably almost doubled. Maybe it has actually doubled now. I have a number of close personal friends in that community, and we also are really conscious of how do we ensure that they feel welcomed and involved in all areas, in all aspects of the city. So one of the things we try to do is really attend a lot, rather than try and reinvent the wheel. There's a lot of great events that attract our Hispanic community. The school district puts a number of them on. The chamber puts a number of them on. Folks like you all put a number of great events on. We as a city try to do the same as well at our Opera House and whatnot. But we try to get outside of just the city events and attend the other ones. Like I have been to some even this year, or I guess last year it would have been that the school district put on, and Day of the Dead event, different ones like that. So if we can get our police chief, our mayor, some council members, other city leaders out at these events to connect with them in an area that's comfortable, at an event that they're comfortable at, where their families are at, we can see them there and see what's exciting to them and what really motivates them to come out and enjoy events. It allows us to learn and also allows us to connect. So we do that. We also tried to do some basic things like multilingual options on our website, so that you can click and have the ability to read it in Spanish. We tried to do more and more multilingual in the materials we put out, because we realized that makes it a lot easier for the community. And then in our events, we really are encouraging people to step up, from the Hispanic community and coach and whatnot. It just might make the comfort level a little easier for the kids getting involved in sports and all that. And whatever we can do to kind of just connect with you all is something that we're really seeking to do. And we try and get ideas through the Diversity Advisory Committee as well, through the chamber and other opportunities. Hopefully we're doing better each year. That's our endeavor. And also just finding events that are appealing to our Hispanic community.
For sure. Yeah. We definitely appreciate that. I'm part of the Diversity Advisory Board with Derek, so we've had the opportunity to discuss different matters and on different topics that we'll eventually bring up to you and work together to achieve a common goal. The next question I have for you is, what efforts are you taking as the Marysville city mayor to invite and promote diversity for the city of Marysville?
Yeah, good. I didn't know if you wanted to do the question.
No, I don't know. You're going to say it in Spanish?
Oh, sorry, yes. We do need to... ¿Qué esfuerzos está tomando como el alcalde de la ciudad de Marysville para invitar y promover la diversidad en la ciudad de Marysville?
Yeah, we just talked about one of them. I have the Mayor's Diversity Advisory Committee, which is a committee that I set up actually, I think back in 2011 or so. Then it took a little hiatus for a couple years just because the committee members kind of stopped meeting and whatnot. We re-energized it here over the last few years. That is a great committee to give me some advice and thoughts on what the community's saying and ways that the city can become more and more inviting. We also internally discuss this on a regular basis. We have an internal diversity advisory committee, and my staff and I are consistently discussing ways that we can ensure that the city is inviting to everybody, that everybody feels welcome and supported, both in the public and the private sector. One thing, for instance, the chamber does a lot with new business openings, and I try to attend as many of those as I possibly can and prioritize that on my schedule. And so that anybody who wants to open a business here feels like they're supported by the city and have every avenue for success that anybody would. And so we do that. We try and do more and more events that appeal to a broad range of folks in the community. And then, I think just in general, we have a real volunteer spirit in this community. Sometimes volunteerism can be a real source of bringing people together from diverse backgrounds. I've seen that in a lot of volunteer projects, but you'll see that whether it's social service organizations, churches, or the city itself, or whoever putting on a volunteer project. It's really neat to see people that have never met one another, maybe from diverse backgrounds, connecting over investing back in their community and making, because the community is really our sense of gathering and our sense of unifying, right? If we're all investing in Marysville, trying to make it better. And so if you're doing that, taking part in that, you're naturally going to meet people that you probably have never associated with before.
It's very true.
Yeah, and then so talking about, you said about giving tools. So one of the questions is, what tools and resources does the city of Marysville provide for Latinx business entrepreneurs? ¿Qué herramientas y recursos proporciona la ciudad de Marysville para emprendedores latinos? This will be a good one, because I own a business.
Yeah.
And when I open up, I felt a little bit lost when I was here, like nowhere to go or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this hopefully helps some of the entrepreneurs out there, so they can, hopefully there's like a, maybe they can go to the page and do some.
So on our website, we are trying to make it more and more user friendly. In the permit process, we're trying to make more electronic and more user friendly for small businesses and for those, from who may speak other languages or may come from other cultures or backgrounds. So we're trying to do that. But I would encourage people also, one of the things I have really worked closely with our community development department, which Director Haley Miller runs that. She does a really fantastic job, is, we understand that the big corporations, they know how to do this. They have consultants in them. But a lot of people, whether it be from Latinx community or from any community that are running a small business, operating a small business, they have not done this all throughout the country. So they need some hand-holding. They need to be shown how to do it. And so the personal touch is really a great way to do that. Just connecting in this building with our community development department and just saying, hey, I just don't understand how to walk through this whole permitting process or how to open a business and follow all the rules. And we can help you do that. And that's where somebody here in the building can say, okay, let's step aside and really do a lot of things we wouldn't ordinarily do for a larger business that just knows how to do this. And let's walk this individual or this family through starting their own business. And then I would say, we partner closely with the Chamber of Commerce, Marysville Plano Chamber of Commerce, and there's a number of Hispanic-owned businesses there, and I think that's a great way to get plugged in. A lot of our ribbon cuttings come through that, where we join with the Chamber. And a ribbon cutting, it sounds like just a formality, and in some ways it is, but it's designed to get you publicity for your business. So I would encourage you, if you just opening a business, or if you have opened one in the past and have never done a ribbon cutting, we can help get media out to it, get folks from all throughout the community to come in, and they know about your business. One example that might be Largo Tents. I don't know if you guys are.
Yeah. Christina and Jacobo.
Yeah, that's a good example maybe of what you're talking about. Where we went out there, I've had a lot of people tell me that, we didn't even know that Largo Tents existed in Marysville, and there's people from Linwood and all over coming. And one thing the city can bring is attention, I guess, right? If a city says, hey, we're having a ribbon cutting or a grand opening, or the city and the chamber combine to do that, people go, oh, okay, well that's an event. Maybe I'll go to that. Whereas maybe somebody new to the community that's just starting a business, if they threw something like that, it might not get the same level of attention. So we're not saying that for anything other than to say we'd like to help you bring attention to your business. And Largo Tents, I guess, would be maybe the most recent example where we were maybe able to help someone in that way.
We actually also have Cesar's ribbon cutting coming up here on,
really?
I believe it's Friday. So,
this Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Yes, it's on 1 o'clock. Yeah.
So come join us.
That's a perfect example.
So para los empresarios que quieran abrir su negocio o están batallando con eso, pueden mandarnos mensajes a mí o a Jonathan. Nosotros los podemos conectar con el Chambers of Commerce o podemos guiarlos en el camino correcto para que sigan avanzando por ese lado.
Sí, como mencionó César y como hemos mencionado anteriormente en nuestro episodio anterior, queremos proporcionar diferentes herramientas y recursos a la comunidad. Y en el siguiente episodio, de hecho, vamos a tener a la presidenta y CEO de la Cámara de Comercio, Ivonne Sepúlveda, que nos va a decir un poco más de las herramientas y recursos que mencionó Jon aquí en la comunidad de Marysville. So moving on to the next question for you, Jon.
Yeah.
You kind of briefly touched on this one a little bit, but since you've been in office, how much would you say the Latinx community has grown in the city of Marysville?
Yeah, great question. I don't have all the numbers right in front of me. If my memory serves correctly, I believe it has roughly doubled since I've been in office. And so, it's a real big area of focus for me and for our staff here, because we realize that's a growing area of population in our community, and we need to serve them. I'm here to serve everybody in this community, and so, I think that's something that's an area of focus, and it has grown greatly in our school district too. And so that's we don't have any governing authority over the school district, but we do partner with them and work closely with them, a lot of joint programs and things. So, it's been great to see, and it's been great to see. I think an increased involvement from the Latinx community in city events and opening businesses and just being an increasing part of our city. It's just been a real source of pride for us, and we hope to learn more and be able to offer more as well.
For sure, we appreciate that. And just a follow-up question, what financial impact do you think that growth has had on the overall health for the city of Marysville?
Quite a bit. With operating businesses, opening and operating businesses, employing people and generating, income, and which in turn then, of course, as the population increases, shopping in local stores and contributes to the local economy. So, yeah, I think it's been significant, and it's a big part of why I think we're in a healthy position as a city financially, and we're seeing a growing business sector and a growing sense of community.
Perfect, thank you.
Perfect. So next question will be, what are some of the proactive ways the city is sourcing candidates of the Latinx community to work for the city of Marysville? ¿Cuáles son algunas formas productivas en las cuales la ciudad está abasteciendo los candidatos de la comunidad latina para trabajar para la ciudad de Marysville?
Yeah, and this would be a good question for our Human Resources Director, Megan Hodgson, but that is an area that we've talked about. How do we ensure that I think the big thing is reaching that candidate pool so that they know what the offerings are. Because a lot of times, you'll throw a job posting out and you'll get, you get all these resumes in, and maybe there's very few from that community or various communities in that. So it's like, we have to sit back and think, well, how do we ensure that they're seeing these postings or seeing these? And that's where, honestly, we depend on your help and on the chamber's help to make sure that, because we might not instinctively know exactly where to post everything. We have our traditional source. So we need to, I think, continually grow with that. I think we're getting better at it. And then just ensuring that our hiring process is just looking for the most qualified candidates, and also trying to find people that add to the diversity of our city staff. Because when you see the Hispanic population double, you also want that to be reflected in your city government, as well as other areas of the community.
Yeah.
Correct. So what would you say is the number of Latinx employees that currently work for the city of Marysville? Just the rough estimate.
I don't want to hazard a guess. Do you know, Riley? Yeah, we don't have. We need more. We don't have a lot. I'd hate to hazard a guess because I might be way off, but let's just say it's not enough. How about that?
Okay.
I mean, it's probably less than 10 here at the city. So it's an area we need to grow, and I think, again, the key thing is just reaching those that are looking for work, first of all, in the Latinx community, and then just ensuring that they are aware of what's open. Because we do have over 30 job openings right now, right? And so how do we make sure that's getting in front of everybody? And maybe you can help us with that. I don't know.
Well, hopefully this helps right here. So.
Yeah, so para los que están viendo el video, actualmente hay 30 posiciones abiertas para la ciudad de Marysville. So, si saben de alguien que esté buscando un empleo, por favor llámenme a mí o a César y con gusto los dirigimos para el Departamento de Recursos Humanos de la ciudad de Marysville.
Okay, so another question is, what message would you like to send to our Latinx community members that are watching this right now?
Yeah, I would love to send the message that we love having you as part of our community, and I sincerely mean that. I see a lot of members of the Latinx community out and about around town, or in church in different areas, and it's always a pleasure, and I always love those conversations. And I would say too, please try and find ways. Try and pick some events or some things in the city that you find really interesting to you. Bring your family out and help us get to know you better. I think the more we get to know your community, the better we'll be at serving your needs. And so we try to offer a lot of events. And so hopefully you're getting those and accessing those. If not, go on our website and look under Parks and Recreation, maybe in particularly, and come out to those events. We're going to try to go to the events that are already, like I said, structured and whether it be the school district or what else. But come to some of our events to introduce yourself to me and to all of us. And I think the more we get to know individual families and members, business owners in your community, the better we'll be at serving you and making sure that we're providing the type of quality of service that really helps your community.
Perfect. You got anything else to add?
No, I think that's it. That goes over the last question that I had, which was, what is your biggest ask for the Latinx community in the city of Marysville? I think you touched on it.
Yeah.
Bringing in your families,
Yes.
getting to know. And I think that's part of our goal too, connecting the Latinx community, making sure that they know who the mayor is. And just making sure that they feel comfortable reaching out.
Absolutely.
And
And don't let language barriers or anything. We can find people. We have people on staff. We can find ways around that, or even folks like you can help us.
Sure.
If there's issues where don't play. That's one of the things we fear. Don't let language barrier. We'll find a way to connect and communicate. But it's great to have the kids out too, because what I find is the kids. If the kids are getting the type of activities from the city and the fulfillment, then the parents are probably like, hey, I'm all in, right? Because we all want a great community for our kids. So if we're meeting the needs of the kids, then I think we'll probably be creating some healthy opportunities for everybody in the family.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Jon, for your time.
My pleasure.
Gracias por estar mirando. Esperemos cualquier cosa, mándenos un mensaje o escríbanos y con mucho gusto los ayudamos o los guiamos en la dirección correcta. ¿Algo más que quieras decir?
No, nuevamente gracias a todos por mirarnos, por escuchar el mensaje que teníamos sobre el alcalde y la ciudad de Marysville. Como dice César, cualquier pregunta que tengan, con gusto les respondemos. Vamos a dejar un link con nuestro correo electrónico para que nos puedan enviar correos si tienen preguntas o dudas o si les gustaría tocar en algún tema diferente. Y como les mencionamos, esperamos verlos para el próximo episodio, que vamos a estar con Ivonne Sepúlveda, la presidenta y CEO de la Cámara de Comercio. Esperamos que tengan un excelente día y nos vemos muy pronto.
Thank you.
Thank you.